Hey guys, you are at one of our wine tasting kits for Valentine's Day. This one is called the Be Mine with Wine. Now we've got another one out there that is called Love Potion number wine. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you go check that out, order that tasting kit and try that out at your house there too. Maybe have some friends over. Hopefully you got some friends over tonight and maybe it's just you and your special someone. That's probably even better, seriously. Yeah, that's what I do. But anyway, we're gonna start out, this is our reds, okay? So you'll notice these are all reds. It's not just, not just your eyes. These are actually all red wines. We've got everything from our driest red to actually our sweetest wine that we have. Our sweetest wine that we have is called Sweet Caroline. One of our driest reds is Burgundy. So we're going the whole gamut. We're going all the way from one of our driest to one of our sweetest. And just to add on to this, for that special Valentine's Day tasting, we've got some of our candies to go along with these. We'll go over those as we taste the wine. So we're gonna taste the wine, taste a piece of candy, taste the wine again, and then we'll kind of see how they complement each other. Now you should have a tasting sheet there in front of you that's got all these wines on it, and you've got 1 through 5. Go ahead, you can rate those wines. That way you can remember what you liked, what you didn't like. That way, one day when you're at one of our wineries, you got that tasting sheet, you can think, hey, I like that one. I'm gonna pick up a case of those, or mix and match a case, You do save some money if you do it by the case too. You can always go to our website too, check it out there. But let's get started with this. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you guys are having a great day, maybe had a good dinner, and now you're gonna sit down and enjoy some wine. Let's start with our driest red. So if you're a dry red drinker, and you like something like a Pinot Noir, I would say the Burgundy is what you're looking for. You're looking at only about a 1.5% sugar content in this. So it's gonna be a very dry, especially for a muscadine wine. Now, you're still gonna have a little bit of that fruity taste. So it's still gonna have a little bit of sweetness to it, but it's not gonna be overly sweet. It's not gonna be super sweet like some of ours. So if you like something that's a little bit more dry, definitely check this out. It's called Burgundy. It's got a great smell to it. It's made with a blend of some of our red wines that we pick early on in the season. Give this a taste. Cheers. Love it. Now, just on a side note real quick, if you like a steak, say a ribeye, maybe like a filet, this goes really well with those too. But we're doing candy today, but I just want to let you know that. So just in the future, if you got like a ribeye, filet, check this wine out with that. We're gonna do our Dove dark chocolate. So I'm gonna take a little bite of this. I do love dark chocolate. I like milk chocolate too, but dark chocolate has a little bit more of that actual cocoa taste. When you got that cocoa taste with that, mixed with that wine, kind of bitterness of that, mixed with that fruity, it actually gives that wine a little bit more of a sweet taste. You get more of the grape pulled out in that with that kind of bitter cocoa taste of that dark chocolate. I really like these chocolates a lot. I like that dark chocolate blended with that Burgundy. It's a match made in heaven. You guys got to try that out, definitely. And you are trying it out. So we're going to go now to something that's a little bit sweeter. This is called Pelican Red. This is a mid-sweet red. And this is actually a blend of some of our red muscadines. And it's one of our grapes called the Pink Catawba grape, which is a non-muscadine. Now, we've got one called Black River Red that we're going to try next. It's going to be a little bit sweeter than that, but it's the same grapes. So if you like this, if you want something a little bit sweeter, go with the Black River Red. This is only about a 7 to 8% sugar content. So it's a nice mid-sweet. And what we're going to pair that with is a good old Hershey's Kiss. So if you've got your significant other there with you, give them a kiss. You can either give them one of these or actually just smack one on them. Whichever one you want to do. I'd probably do the smack one on them and then give them this. So here we go. We're going to do the Pelican Red. That is such a good mid-sweet. This is a good summertime wine, good fall wine. If I go for more winter wines, I go more with the Burgundy. If I want a really summer wine, I go with one of the sweeter ones because it is a really good sweet and cold. This is a good fall wine, honestly. honestly. It's one of my favorite in the fall. But let's try that Hershey's Kiss with that. And these are milk chocolate. Do you like milk chocolate? I like the dark chocolate a little bit better. But I love a Hershey's Kiss. Take that. Love that mid-sweet Pelican Red. The mid-sweet of that Pelican Red, that grape that you taste in there, add that into that, and what that does, that chocolate, that milk chocolate, blends so well with that Pelican Red, it kind of elevates the taste of that chocolate with that grape taste in that. I do like that a lot. A whole lot I like that, actually. Got some on my fingers. You know what you do then? Just lick it off or give it to your partner over there. They'll lick it off for you. All right, so now we're gonna try our Black River Red. Now our Black River Red, I explained this a minute ago. You got your Pelican Red, that's about a 7-8% sugar content. Same grapes in this Black River Red as in this Pelican Red, just sweeter. You're looking at about a 10 to 11% sugar content in this Black River Red. I'm gonna take the top off of that. And what we're pairing with this is actually one of my favorite candies called the Ferrero Rocher, okay? Did I say it right? Pretty sure. But if I didn't, I'm sure somebody will tell me. So we're gonna try this. It's a hazelnut. So inside of this, you got a hazelnut. It's surrounded by a chocolate cream, and in the outside is a kind of a milk chocolate with some nuts mixed in with that, some crushed up nuts. But we're gonna try our Black River Red first. Black River Red is one of my top favorite wines. I love this wine. I like it because I like that non-muscadine grape, which is the pink catawba, blended with our muscadine grapes. So now we're gonna take a bite of our Ferrero Rocher. And I am sure I'm murdering that pronunciation, but we'll see. I looked it up beforehand, I'm pretty sure I'm right. We're gonna take that, add the Black River Red to that. Oh yeah. The nutty flavor of that chocolate and that fruit, the fruit and nut, you got a little bit of salt taste with the hazelnut in there, but blended with that sweetness of that Black River Red, that sweet and savory, they just go together like two hands, just holding each other. That's exactly how that reminds me of that Black River Red. So now, that's my favorite right now. That is my favorite. I'm not gonna give you anything else about what's my second favorite and third favorite, but that's my favorite right now. We'll see if anything takes that over. But we're gonna do our Sweet Poppy. So our Sweet Poppy is one of our actual bubbly wines. If you do like a bubbly and you like a mimosa, this is really good with pineapple juice. So if you're doing a pineapple juice mimosa, I highly recommend doing that with the Sweet Poppy. Or even mango juice. A mango juice mimosa is very good with this too. Not a big fan of the orange juice with this though. Orange juice, the one that we have that I really like with our orange juice is our sweet rosé. So we've got a sweet rosé that is a bubbly that is really good if you want to do an orange juice mimosa. This one though, either pineapple or a mango juice is really good. But for our candy that we're gonna do this with is we got our Ghirardelli, and it's a white chocolate, and it's got a little bit of caramel in the middle of this, or caramel, depending on where you're from. It's a big fight between my wife and I. Is it caramel or is it caramel? Yeah, I'll let you guys decide. I am not a huge fan of white chocolate, so we'll see what I think about this, and I'll let you know. I'll be honest with you. Let's give this a taste. First, we're gonna try the Sweet Poppy. You get that explosion in your mouth of that bubbly. Add a little bit of chocolate and caramel, or caramel, which is the right word to say. Add some of that wine. wine, that bubbly, sweet poppy wine. Again, I'm being honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of white chocolate, but blended with that wine, it elevates the taste of that kind of creamy vanilla taste. And then the caramel in that, the caramel, gives it a little bit of that salty, buttery taste. All those tastes blended together in your mouth, it has changed my mind about the white chocolate a little bit, seriously. Still not a fan of the white chocolate by itself, but with this wine, I do like that quite a bit. So now, our next wine that we're gonna try, this is called Sunset Red. Now, this is one of our estate wines. Now, what that means, our estate wines, we actually grow those grapes ourselves here in Rose Hill, North Carolina. So they've got to be grown here within 4 miles of the facility where we do our production. After the first year, we're not allowed to water or fertilize these. So it's up to Mother Nature as to how much water and fertilizer they get after the first year. What that does, it gives you bigger, plumper grapes because you don't have as many grapes on the vines fighting for all that water and all those nutrients in the soil. So you actually get more of a robust taste to your wines in our estate wines. Now, if you like our house wine of this, which is the Hatteras Red, you're gonna love this Sunset Red. So if you've ever had a Hatteras Red, but you've never had Sunset, I guarantee you, you've got to try this Sunset Red. It's about a 10% sugar content, and everything we've done so far, the Black River Red, from the Black River Red up is right around the 10 to 11% sugar content. So we've gone from our driest to our mid-sweet. These are all gonna be on the very sweet side. So you're looking about, like I said, 10 to 11%. And what we've got here, remember the little hearts that when you were in grade school, you would hand out to each other on Valentine's Day, and they had little messages on them called conversation hearts? That's what we're gonna have with these, okay? So each of these has a little saying on them, and we're gonna try the wine, we're gonna pop one of these in our mouth, and then we're gonna see how that tastes. So this one says, "Be mine." This one says, "Dream on." Yeah, okay, whatever. So this is the Be Mine. I'm gonna take the Be Mine. But here we go. This is our Sunset Red. I like that. Those conversation hearts are it's a hard candy. That's got kind of a fruity taste to it. That one does. That's a really good one with that wine. That was really good. All right. So that's going to take us to our final wine today. Our final wine is actually going to be our sweetest wine also. This is called Sweet Caroline. This is a blend of all of our red grapes that we use. This is also, like I said, it's our sweetest wine. You're looking at about a 13% sugar content in this. So it's a very sweet, very smooth wine though. So you don't have any of the muscadine skin taste in this to me. What I mean by that, if you ever had a muscadine, the inside of the muscadine, the flesh of that is a very sweet, sweet flesh. The outside of it, the skin, it's kind of tart. So a lot of people, the way they eat them, they'll pop them and eat the inside and just throw the skin on the ground, spit the seeds out. I actually like the skin a little bit. So I like that sweetness and that tartness together. Kind of reminds me of a plum. So the inside of a plum is very sweet, but the skin is kind of tart. That's how muscadine is, very similar. So we're gonna try this. Like I said, it's gonna be very smooth. And what we're gonna have with that is one of the Lindor Lindt chocolate truffles. So these are gonna have like a chocolate cream inside of them. Let's try the wine. Very good, very smooth, very sweet. Same idea with this. Milk, chocolate, Lindt cream. Very smooth, very sweet. Mix that with the wine. Both of those are very smooth. They melt together in your mouth. I can't decide. It's either going to be a Black River Red or this Sweet Caroline is my favorite. it's a draw between those two, between my favorite of those two. Both of them are great. All these are great. Thank you guys for getting this Valentine's Day Be Mine with Wine tasting kit. Again, make sure you check out our other tasting kit, which is our Love Potion number wine. That's a great tasting kit also. You guys, hope you had a great Valentine's Day, a great time tasting these wines. Until next time, this is Frank, and I'm out.